Hi, this is Majinoni, and here's my review for several of the Fear Itself books that came out. We have Avengers number 15, Iron Man 2.07, Hulk 37, FF One Shot number 1, and Iron Man 506. Now, out of all of these books, probably the Iron Man is probably the best one in terms of story, but I have to say this, as a whole, these really bored the crap out of me. The reason is because it's not really, other than this, they're not really advancing the story. It's like in the last week, if you remember, Juggernaut was in like almost every single title of Fear Itself. Now it's The Thing, he's in like every single title. The battle in Washington, D.C. doesn't seem to be moving. Everything is just basically stuck into time, except for the villains, who keep on teleporting from one battle to another battle. And while I appreciated the chaos at the beginning of the story, I want them to be a little bit more focused, and that's what it's not. It's really losing my interest. But let's go into this title here, Iron Man. Basically, what happens is Tony Stark has to gain audience with Odin, so he gives two gifts. One is his sobriety and his dignity. And Odin appears, and then basically Odin takes him to the forge, so this way they can make weapons. And Odin's like, look, it doesn't matter what you do. If your world is destroyed, all you can do is just slow it up. And that's good enough for Tony. Now, what I really liked about this book is his interaction between them and the dwarves. It's like, they see, like, he has this plan that he wants to do, but then there's a part in the book where they see that little repulsor thing that not the repulsor, but for the heart, and they're like, oh yeah, we can do that, and then they're gonna make like hundreds of those things. Yeah, here it is right here. He wants to make that, but they're like, hey, wait a second, what's that? And they're gonna make that part. Now, overall, I'm really curious to see where this book is going to go, because Tony's been sober for a long time, and not only does he drink with Odin at the beginning, but at the very end before you start working the long call, the dwarves have to drink also, and so they're going to get toasted. So that part of the story is interesting. Then what happens is they basically Pepper goes to France to check out what's going on, what made Tony just freak out. And so they're over there, and then they have a bunch of armored guys, and these guys are going to get just crushed by the Grey Gargoyle. So I'm really curious to see how that fight's going to go. And we'll see how well these guys fare against him versus how well Tony did. Overall, this is probably the best one out of the lot in terms of story. Next up is Fantastic, the Future Foundation one, and this is basically the Thing fighting Sue and Reed. Now, here's the problem the main problem I have with this book. In every one of these titles, you can never understand what these guys are saying, and I like that. Now, in this issue, I should say, what happens is you can actually hear the dialogue between Thing and that creature thing. That kind of sounded weird, Thing and that creature thing. But anyways, so you actually hear the dialogue between them, and I thought that was kind of interesting to see what's going on between them. Where it loses me is the Thing is able to actually communicate with Sue and Reed. And I'm like, wait a second, that's not supposed to happen. I thought the fight between everybody was pretty good, and one thing that really surprised me was Masters came, or Alicia, whatever, came down to stop the Thing. It's just like, come on, you can't be doing this. And the Thing basically kills her, and Susan basically has to bring her back to life. So that was kind of surprising. And the art's just okay. It's nothing spectacular, but it's just basically a fill-in issue, so you get what you get. This issue is not necessary. If I would only buy this if you were a real diehard and you wanted to get everything. Next up is the Hulk, Fear Itself. This is basically a setup issue for what's to come because MODOK is back, and basically he's watching what's going on, and with the invasion with the Red Skull or Sin and the Hammers, and what you get is a little battle here between the Red Hulk and the Thing, and you also get to see from the viewpoint of like Mockingbird and Hawkeye. Now, on one hand, I'm like, okay, I can appreciate the different viewpoints of the battle, but it's like, how many times are we going to get this type of storytelling? I'm getting kind of tired of it, and the fact that this book came out in, like after the fact. I wish this book came out at the same time the Avenger title came out, so this way you don't put the Avengers down and then move on, and then now you get pulled back to the same story. So I thought that part was really annoying. And I'm really getting tired of seeing this. I want to see something else. I want to see what happens after this. The fight, I thought the fight was much better in the Avenger title, but so the focus isn't on necessarily this fight. The focus is on what happens after it, because that's setting up the story for with MODOK and the Hulk and stuff. Next up is Fear Itself, Iron Man 2.0. Don't buy this. I mean, if you're an Iron Man fan, obviously just buy it, because you probably like it. If you're an Iron Fist fan, this is really important for Iron Fist. This is not important for Fear Itself. Not at all. Basically, Iron Fist, it becomes a living weapon for the Eye of Agamotto, whatever that thing was pronounced. And that's the gist of this. Waste of my time. And next up is Avengers, number 15. With actually, I kind of like this for different reasons, I guess, than what I would have normally thought. What we have is the Protector, Hawkeye, Miss Marvel, and Spider-Woman versus the Hammered Hulk. Now, I thought like the art was interesting. I don't know if I'd want this all the time in an Avenger title, but I think it worked for this story. And basically what happens is you have the Hulk rampaging, and Steve Rogers sends a team to stop him. He doesn't know it's the Hulk, so what he does is he sends not the powerhouses. And basically these guys are way out of their league. They know they're way out of their league. And I love the way they fought together. Now, Spider-Woman was that, like I said, she's trying to prove that she belongs type thing. And you watch how Hawkeye saves her, how Miss Marvel saves Hawkeye. And I love that part. I also liked how they actually used the Protector, which doesn't really happen too often. It seems that, just so you know, the Protector's that guy from the Kree guy. Marvel Boy, I guess was the original name when he first appeared. And it seems like they're always forgetting him, which is a shame, because this is an interesting character. This is, probably the two most interesting characters in this book are Spider-Woman and Marvel Boy, or Protector. And then Spider-Woman's only interesting because she's trying to find her place. And everybody else is, for the most part, established. And I really enjoyed seeing him actually into combat. And it was just like, it was kind of like, that these guys can't win. They know they can't win. So all they're trying to do is just stay alive and then make a difference. And I thought this was like a really, really... I really like the book. This book here. Now, I am getting a little bit tired of this dialogue scenes that keep popping up in all these Avenger titles. I thought it was kind of interesting the first time they did it. Maybe it was okay the second. But it's like, how many... Can we just stop this already? They do relay some really important information, because it's telling you what Spider-Woman's feeling, what's Mockingbird's feeling towards her, what's Hawkeye's viewpoint towards her, and everything. So that part's good, but I'm wondering, is there another way you can tell this? Or, better yet, shouldn't you have already told us this before issue 15 appeared? But other than that, I liked it, but at the same time, I'm going, you know, I want the story to be moved along. I think another reason why I like this one better is we really didn't get to see this side of things yet. I mean, we've already seen this already, and the Hulk and Future Foundation part. We've already seen, well, part of it, and it's just like I just want to move on. I just want to see. I want to see what's the next part. And what I'm afraid of what's going to happen is you're going to have doom. You're all going to die, and then the next thing it's over, and there's not going to be a proper build-up because they're wasting time rehashing the same stories from different viewpoints, and instead of just advancing the story, telling more of the tale. But anyways, that's the gist of my feelings towards these issues. If you have any comments or questions, let me know. Rate the video up or down. Let me know what you think. And I'll have more reviews out later. So until next time.